So just for those clients who, perhaps haven't worked with us directly before, we wanted to give you the opportunity of meeting with us in more detail and really talking about your business, but also talking about the challenges that you have at the present time. And certainly a couple of people on today's webinar that it sounds like you'd be really benefited from this. And look, what we are doing at the moment with any new clients that may be interested is offering them a free sort of 30-minute online consultation with a detailed strategic action plan following. And it may cover a range of issues, but the range of issues and things that we can cover include performance management warnings, disciplinary action and termination, any type of workplace claim, including an unfair dismissal or workers' comp, anything to do with modern awards or the national employment standards, any advice regarding employment contracts, policies and procedures, anything to do with redundancy and restructuring, recruitment and retention, or compliance and training. One thing that we now do for our members is provide a number of compliance training modules to assist them to meet the standards expected by government departments on things like bullying, harassment, discrimination, social media, manual handling, and there's a range of other things that we offer in that regard. So if any of you on today are interested in taking us up on that online consultation, as I said, it's completely no obligation. We'd love to meet with you to talk about that some more, and just all you need to do is make a request at www.ondemandhr.com.au/advice. So that's there as well. Got a question again. Is it true that all government support currently available to positive staff requires them to exhaust all their annual leave and personal leave? This seems ridiculous, especially if a company mandates annual leave due to seasonal requirements. Andrew might have to pick this up, but I think the idea here with this one, Jed, is that the support comes into play. If a person's sick, then really they should be using their personal leave, because ultimately that's what sick leave is for. Same as they would have had a flu or cold in the past, they use sick leave. Same for COVID-19, they would use sick leave. So I think what they're saying here is that if a positive staff member has used all of their personal leave and all of their annual leave, then basically you can then apply for that support. Now, you raise a very interesting point, because what if the annual leave is mandated, or is sorry, mandate is probably not the right word. I hate using that word in this current climate, but if you have a scheduled annual leave during Christmas and New Year's due to teaching holidays and things like that, that's really interesting, because if that annual leave needs to be used at a later time, you could make the argument the annual leave is, it's not available. It's not available to be used. And if I was an employee, I think you could make that argument. I think you could make the argument that, if my annual leave is scheduled for a particular period to suit with the operations of the business, then that annual leave is not available to just be grabbed from December, January, and moved to the time where a person gets gets COVID because they've run out of personal leave. So that's an excellent question. Andrew, might want to take that one offline as well.
I'm happy to take that one offline, but just my quick review for New South Wales around the support payments. I believe it's have access to sick leave, carers leave, or special pandemic leave. I don't think annual leave is included in that, but I'd have to look a little bit deeper, but that's my initial answer.
Sure. Okay. That's fantastic. Thanks for that great question, Jed, once again. Look, I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover today. So look, thank you so much, everyone, for coming on to today's webinar. Really appreciate your questions. And if you've got anything else that you would like to know, please let us know, because love to help you all in these challenging times. Again, I think there's a lot of advice out there at the moment that's really focused on what you can't do. And, what we've really tried to do with our clients is help them work through these times and not just be kind of complacently compliant with, the so-called rules and things like that. We've really been trying to help our clients to get to, what can we do? What are we allowed to do? And not necessarily erring on the side of caution each and every time. So look, we certainly have been giving that advice for some time. We've tried to do that again early part of 2022. Thanks, Paula, for your kind words. If anyone else has got any questions, please let us know. You can certainly ask us a question at any time following today's session. Andrew, anything else from your end before we wrap up today's webinar?
No, just I encourage you or any of your clients or anyone within your network to take advantage of the webinar bonus that's on the screen now. It's a new initiative that we come up with over the break period, and I think it really adds a lot of value if you're considering a restructure, if you've got some isolation or COVID-related questions, some challenges facing your business. We're happy to sit down, have a chat with you over 30 minutes, and try and provide a document. The strategic action plan will be, hey, this is what we spoke about, this is what we recommend that you do, and just give you some general directions to prevent you from, I guess, making any mistakes which may escalate over time. One of the challenges we see when it comes to anything to do with HR and workplace relations is, decisions made in a moment don't really rear any of the ramifications until, 3, 6, 12 months down the road. So if you've got a challenge that's facing your business, or you know of someone, we encourage you to send them across to ondemandhr.com.au/advice, and we'd be happy to help.